Hey troops, Roy for Geeks Adventures. Woo! So today, doing a bit of a retro review. Putzing around on the net, checking spots, looking for new stuff, cause I have all the self control of a toddler. So always looking, peeking around for new things, and happened to find a figure from '96. Yeah, '96. Yeah, I'm old. That I remember when I first saw it, I was thinking, it looks kind of cool, but time passes, yada yada yada. Saw it again, I'm like, ooh, this looks cool. I should have gotten it. It is the McFarlane Toys Total Chaos Al Simmons figure from '96. Gosh! And most of you are going, woohoo. 30, dear Lord, it is almost 30 years old. Wow, I did not need that. Yeah, I'm old. Oh gosh. But anyway, wondering, why? Because we remember the figures back then, and some of you folks are just getting into collecting now. I know, looking back at older stuff, going, they didn't have knees. We were lucky we had like shoulders and we had hips. Okay, we're lucky we could do that. Elbows, and maybe some neck rotation, but elbows, knees, wrists, toes, no. So they're wondering, well, what's the big deal about this thing? Here it is in all of its blister packed glory on the oversized car. Now you're looking at it going, that's a lot of stuff. Keep in mind, this is a McFarlane Toys product from back then, so this is when things were changing. Folks my age, we were finally making a little bit of money. We remember, the toy, the Star Wars figures, GI Joe, all these wonderful things, and remembering them not just fondly, but for geeks like myself, fanboys, nerds, we were all remembering these and going, wow, that was fun stuff. Like to get into it again, and McFarlane when Image Comics just kind of went boom, the realization, you know how they made money besides just the comics. Case in point, this thing. Look at this. Oh, and this is pre-internet, so the other really wonderful fun thing about these is the stuff on the back. Basically, if the internet was basically for people in basements working on things. Mostly. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but you get the idea. Internet just wasn't a big thing. Yes, there is a website on this card somewhere, but you get the idea. So information on future releases, this is the way you got it. It was fun. It was pretty. Look at all these tons, series, and never-ending run of stuff. Half the fun, honestly, for me when I was collecting was just getting the card and going, ooh, what's the new thing coming out? That was fun. Anyway, you're looking at this going, that's a lot of stuff. So let's crack it open. Alrighty, so here we go. You get, of course, the base Al Simmons figure. And I know some of you are also going, wait a minute, didn't he spawn? Okay, the Total Chaos thing from the little bits and pieces I picked up, apparently it was some kind of multiverse alternate, blah, 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 blah. So rather than turning it to Spawn with the, magical, funky armory suit thing, kind of turned into Iron Man? or uber armored Arnold Schwarzenegger with lots of weapons. And lots of weapons. Yeah, that was a horrible Schwarzenegger impersonation. It's early. I'm waking up. Anyway, so in that blister pack, you get the figure. With this removable missile launchy thing that attaches left arm. You got 2 missiles, a flamethrower effect that attached to this tube. See, it's a flamethrower. This is the fuel tank. This is the flame effect. You're shooting fire out of your right hand. Sorry. There are a lot of you giggling right now. Stop! Okay, this isn't exactly for kids, but stop. I don't want to get in trouble. And besides, the other reality is, did you people watch Saving Private Ryan? You not watch World War II movies? Really? Flamethrower? On your hand? Really? Aliens? Really? So, in my head canon, this is a plasma energy. So you get the idea. Anyway, did I go over everything yet? Oh, not quite. You got all these giant weapons, and you also get a Bowie knife. Hey, MacGyver always had his Swiss Army knife, so hey, Bowie knife. So there. And of course, the giant 90s rifle the size of a car. Now, the figure itself, like I said, back in the day, we were lucky to get any articulation we could get. So it's very limited here, but shoulders, knees, you got, legs kick up a little bit. Got a waist swivel. And the wrists also swivel too. And that's it. Now, the thing is, back then, knees. It was a big deal. The other really striking thing about the figure, frankly, is all the details as a whole. I mean, look at the sculpting here on this piece. I mean, the best example, actually. Oh, the other thing, the visor flips. See, visor flipped. Yes, the visor also says Delta on it. I have no idea why. But, I mean, these kind of details, like, look at the helmet. See? All these little sensor doodads and whatnot on it. Detailed panel lines. It's magnificent. Even now, I love looking at this piece because it was a reminder of how figures were going to change over time. And the realization that, you know what, it doesn't have to just be that, just having the chunk of plastic doing this is still fun, okay. But it's also nice to have something that adds more, that gives you more, let's just say what it is, play value, okay. There's so much stuff added to this. It is a joy. Now you're wondering, so how all this stuff attach? All right. So you got the missile launchy thing. Okay, that goes on here. Missile thing goes into this backpack. And also does go into but we'll get into that later. The Bowie knife has a cool sheath here on the leg. Your flamethrower, your plasma sword. So, dude, how come a plasma sword needs this little fuel tank thing? Cause, reasons. And of course, the gun the size of Nebraska goes in here. One of the nice things, by the way, is that the gun and the knife have little pegs on them. See? Got the little peggy thing, so that it'll attach to the hole that's in the hand, so it'll be very secure. Now the gun can be held in the right hand. It'll be a little bit loose, but if you kind of finagle it, it'll be all right. Wow, I really feel old. I just said finagle. Wow. Back in my day. And let's see. Let me get the Bowie knife into this side here. Now you're wondering, well, how do you get clarification about how all these things fit and stuff? Well, the nice thing about the figure, oops, which I tossed in the box. Not only do you have the catalog on the back, you got directions. Now, most things are quite obvious, but it's nice to have something. So hint to all companies. Look, you got these giant websites with all the information, a little something on them, because there are times when it's like, how much articulation is there on this thing? Hey, does the head twist? Snap. Oh, guess it doesn't. Oops. You get the idea. But it's nice to have the directions on. It just makes it easier. All right. Anyway, so there's Al with all of his weapons. Now, the umpteenth cool thing about the figure is you'll notice it's holding everything. There's this wonderful elegance to that nothing has to be stored anywhere. The figure holds everything. A multitude of accessories, and they're all on the figure. I mean, look at this thing. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can get this to... it's not going to work. Well, let's go back here a little bit. There we go. I mean, you see what I mean? This is from 96, and there is... Yes, in terms of articulation, you can tell that it's an older figure, and even in terms of sculpting, because it's not the super most detailed thing, like as opposed to like a Marvel Legends figure where you're seeing nostrils and everything. But nonetheless, there's so much stuff. It does so many fun things. Like pew 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 pew. Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper! Yeah, I said the line. Duh. So yeah, it's the missile thing. Because you're probably wondering, that's a big old missile. Okay. What used to happen pre-80s is that, the missiles were smaller because you actually stuck it into the mechanism. There was a little button up here. On the missile, there would be a little notch. You'd stick it into the launcher, and there is a mechanism in here that would go through a spring, and it would attach the mechanism with a button up top so that it would hook on the notch on the missile, hooks onto the little hook thingy on the button, so that when you press the button, the spring launches the missile. It looks all cool, fancy, And, of course, bad things occasionally happen. So they stopped doing that, and someone came up with this idea. So we got this giant javelin-looking thing. You stick it into the launcher. Now notice, you got this extra part here, so you pull on the extra part, and it goes pew, or explosion, like a Hellfire missile. Get it? Anyway. Or like whatever missiles that were being fired by the Russians in Maverick. Do something a little more contemporary. Hey, I'm not a total pop culture knowledgeable person. Anyway, but seen Maverick a lot of times. Yes, I'm going on a tangent because that's what I do because it's early. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so yeah, that's how it launches, and that is also actually explained on the card as well. So yeah, this is it. So yeah, I've been obsessing with this thing. It's a beautiful piece. It's obviously it's not perfect. It is from 96. Almost 30 years old. But it is magnificent. Oh, the other nice thing about this figure, it's easy to find. Go to your favorite website. Type in McFarlane Toys, Total Chaos, McFarlane Toys, Al Simmons. It's out there. It is literally mint on card, even with shipping. It's kind of going for what retail would be for a McFarlane Toys. Yeah, I mean you can get the, and that's loose complete. $20 easily. So the umpteenth nice thing about this, he's easy to find. So there you go. And the reason you're kind of wondering right now, at this point, we don't usually do retro reviews. It's just a fun piece. Like you've noticed, I've been gushing about this thing for 15 minutes now, and I need to stop before YouTube goes, "Hey, remember you're doing this for free, jackass." So yeah, it's just a fun, beautiful piece of work. It's one of the things I run into sometimes is, running this site is sometimes, it does turn into work. What new figures am I supposed to do? Yada 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 yada. A piece like this for me, it's a reminder that, you know what, the reason you got into this hobby is because, and this figure is so fun. So yeah, get to the chopper. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I got a lot of things to do. It's a Sunday. Yada 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 yada. Anyway, y'all take care. May the force be with you. May the odds be in your favor, especially if you're looking for loose, complete figures. And as always, be good to each other. Okay, peeps. Y'all take care. Peace. Bye. Pew 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 pew. Nyah, nyah, nyah. Okay, I'm stealing the lightsaber noise, but it's a plasma sword. So what would be whoosh, I guess. Anyway, bye.